Hi everyone, today is October 6, 2022. It's around 6 p.m. and 19 degrees Celsius. It's a very nice and warm day here today in Toronto. Given the fact that we are in October, we started our walk today at the original and old location of the Toronto coach terminal. They closed this location down and they are now in Union Station. We are here on Bay Street and Edward Street. And we're now walking north on Edward Street. That's right, we're walking north on Bay Street. Been a very long day today. Today's a Thursday. I hope you guys are having a good week. Tomorrow is TGIF. I hope that everyone has a good and refreshing weekend planned. I myself am probably going to be working, maybe making videos, definitely editing and uploading videos. I recently got a pass to the Ontario Science Centre. Let's go over here. We'll cross over on Bay Street here, and we're going to head west on Elm Street. But yeah, as I was saying, I got tickets to, or I got a pass to the Ontario Science Centre. I just have to determine which day I want to go and do the video there. Probably next week, during the week maybe. Apparently there's a way to get to the Ontario Science Centre from Pape Station. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Pape Station, see which bus it is that takes you down to, and it stops right in front of the Ontario Science Centre. And apparently the Ontario Science Centre is huge. There's a lot to explore there. I believe that on their website they said that they have, I think they have like hundreds of exhibits, and they said that if one was to spend, I forgot what the stats were, like 2-3 minutes at each exhibit, it will take many days to, I think 3 days, to finish the whole thing. We're now here at Elm Street and Elizabeth Street. We're now walking north on Elizabeth Street. But yeah, that's amazing. So it seems like I'm gonna have to probably figure out how to walk a little bit more quickly through the Science Center, make sure that's gonna be, I think, a big challenge for me, because for the ROM and I think that for the first time going there and recording, it's going to be a bit of a challenge because I need to get a feel for the entire space to be able to determine how much time I can devote to each particular exhibit. And usually the exhibits tend to have information boards near them with descriptions and other kinds of information, so I have to determine how long I want to spend on the information boards, how long I want to spend on the actual exhibit. I recently did a video at the ROM, and that's probably already going to be posted by the time you guys see this video. And in that tour of the ROM, the Royal Ontario Museum, I kind of had to go quickly, though I still wanted to get like the writings and stuff like that, because a lot of the exhibits there had numbers, and the objects that were numbered, labeled on kind of like an index, kind of like a table of contents. And so I kind of wanted to spend some time on the labels themselves to capture the information regarding each of the objects, but I actually wanted to get the objects as well. And so I'm wondering how I could be more effective in that process. Let me recalibrate my camera while we're here. We're standing here at Elizabeth Street and Gerrard Street West. I'm recentering my camera here. So this is Gerrard Street West. There's a look east on Gerrard Street West. And there's a look west on Gerrard Street West. At the end of this road is Mount Sinai Hospital right there at the end. This area is known as Toronto's Discovery District. And I think the reason why is because there's a lot of research hospitals and research places here for medical science research and stuff like that. And so this part here at the end is, if you that road over there is University Avenue, and this area on University Avenue is called Hospitals Row because there's all these hospitals here. This here is the Toronto General Hospital, and this is the emergency side of it. Over there in the distance, you can see there's a Center for Heart Research. That one's called looks like it's called the Rogers Center for Heart Research. There's the Sprott Department of Surgery. So lots of medical focused buildings here. Sick Kids Hospital is on University Avenue. We've got Mount Sinai, Toronto General. What else do we have? I think I've pretty much covered them for the most part. Here's a pretty cool work of art. This is a work of art that is similar to the one that we spotted at Clover Hill, if I'm not mistaken. But we've seen this artwork together before. I'm gonna zoom in. Let me unlock my camera to get up. There we go. I'm trying to center it for you guys. We've seen this artwork before. There doesn't seem to be a plaque anywhere in sight. I'm gonna see if I can find some information online and put it on to this, overlaid onto this video for you guys if I remember. Hopefully I remember to do so. But that artist is pretty common in the city of Toronto. There we go. It's the Ted Rogers Center for Heart Research at the Peter Monk Cardiac Center. And I'm going to unlock my camera to show you guys a more complete and full view here. There we go. And it says Toronto General Hospital, John David Eaton Building at the top there. And we're going to continue our walk. Next street up ahead is College Street. And so yeah, I'm very excited about this Ontario Science Centre walk and tour. Seems like there's a lot of people leaving the parking lot across the street from the hospital. And we're now here at Elizabeth Street and College Street. Here's a look east on College Street. And here's a look to the west on College Street. Seems pretty clear today. Not as busy as I would have thought around this time. There's the new building they're building there. That's pretty cool. Looks like it's coming along very well. A lot of different narrow glass windows. And I'm going to cross over here. We're now walking north on Elizabeth Street and passing College Street. We're now entering into the Bay Clover Hill area. And across the street is the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada or Ontario? Looks like Ontario. It's a very hard to kind of like spot building. I wish they had a more like visible sign that would kind of like make it more obvious to spot. But that's where they're at right now, and that's where it is. This is the Women's College Hospital. Let's see if we can cross over here. It's got a big sign up there that says Women's, but it doesn't say College Hospital. Over here on the glass side, it says Women's College, but it doesn't seem to say hospital. So it says Women's, then it says Women's College. I think it says hospital. It's just kind of faint from where the angle that I'm standing and the distance I'm standing from. And then we have the main sign here. This is Women's College Hospital. And we're going to walk through this area here. I think this is a very beautiful, very well put together, well made hospital. Just from the outside aesthetics, I believe that the inside is just as nice. They did a very nice job here with the design, in my humble opinion. I like the red purplish glass there that they used. Very unique. And it's got a big sign here that says Women's. Let me see if I could do a 360 for you guys. There's some benches out here where one can sit. Maybe take a break, get some fresh air. Maybe for the doctors or nurses or people who work in the hospital, they can come out, take a break, get some fresh air, enjoy some outdoor weather before they continue their work. Here's a look from this angle here. But this is definitely a very beautiful, I guess, hospital. That's from the outside. And I think on the inside, I would say yes, it's also beautiful on the inside as well. And we're gonna cross the street here. We're now on Surrey Place. And we're now walking west on Grosvenor Street. I'm gonna cut through this way. I believe I covered this place in one of my earlier videos. where I cover Queen's Park. This is the police memorial. And that's a government building there. There's a good view of it. This is a very beautiful building, very well kept, very well designed. Looks very sturdy. Though I'm not an expert in buildings, it does kind of trigger my aesthetic sense. This looks very well made. And this is a public work of art here. It says, honoring Ontario correctional workers past and present. Hard to kind of tell what it actually is. Looks like there's a metal thing and there's these fins on it. Hard to really tell. I guess things that are very well made and sturdy, one can easily tell if something's very well made and high quality. And there's a plaque here. And it says, the Ontario Police Memorial, dedicated this 7th day of May in the year 2000, Her Honor Hilary Weston, Lieutenant Governor, Honorable Michael D. Harris, Premier, Honorable David H. Subuchi, Solicitor General, Ontario Police Memorial Foundation, and the families of those fallen officers named herein. So this is the Ontario Police Memorial. It's extremely sad, but I believe these are the names of the officers who died in the line of duty. And this is their names that's been engraved in these units of stone. Here's the main plaque saying, dedicated to these police officers who serve the people of Ontario, heroes in life, not death. And there's the French version of it. And here are the statues on top of this particular unit. In terms of like my own subjective kind of opinion, I would say that Toronto has a pretty good police force, but again, my lived experience is very, very limited, and so I don't kind of like, my experience is too limited to kind of like offer an opinion that is very accurate, I'd say. But I think Toronto tends to be kind of, it's hard to say. Like I think for me, it seems to be a pretty safe place. But again, people's lived experiences are so unique and so different that there's no way I can extend or generalize that my own experience to the experience of others, nor do I want to minimize other people's experiences. Maybe I can only be grateful that has been my personal experience. This is Queen's Park, and it is super busy today. Lots of traffic. As you guys can see, it looks like the traffic is backed up all the way in that direction and all the way down this way. And so this road here is Queen's Park Crescent East, and this is Wellesley Street. Let's look east on Wellesley Street. Just look west on Wellesley Street. That goes straight into the University of Toronto.
Because I'm on the subway.
Old buildings here, and these old buildings here are all part of the University of Toronto St. George campus. This is the Faculty of Law building here. There's a McLuhan program on the rear side of this building as well. More coverage of the history of these buildings and more details about these buildings in particular can be found in an earlier video that I did. This is the Toronto School of Theology here, but more details can be found in an earlier video that I did where we did a Queen's Park ROM walk. And the ROM walks are these free walks that are offered by the Royal Ontario Museum and the volunteers that work with the Royal Ontario Museum, and they do these tours. Let's see if they're open here on this side, and if they are, I'm going to show you guys some really cool houses. We tried to walk in this little detour in a previous walk, but it was under construction. I hope that they are done with the construction and that is now accessible, but there's a entranceway that leads us through a series of houses that are very cool. It's a very private and quiet and beautiful part of the city of Toronto that I think that maybe not too many people know too much about. And of course, that's the Kelly Library. This is one of the libraries of the University of Toronto St. George campus. Another one being the Robarts Library, and I think that there's other ones as well. Here's the Kelly Library, and there's a public work of art in front of it. So I can zoom in. There we go. And we've covered that in a previous video. What I wanted to show you guys is this gate here and this walkway here in these houses. Yeah, it looks like they've completed the construction work that they were working on here. But it's this gate here. And is this not beautiful or what? This is amazing. So this is a very unique entranceway. Let's make our way through it and take a look at some of the houses. Apparently some of these houses are where some of the professors of University of Toronto apparently may have lived. This is Founder's House here. This one's McCorkle House. During the ROM walk, I think they said that the famous Professor Marshall McLuhan at the University of Toronto may have lived in one of these houses. We might come across it in one of the labels. This is the Mary Taine House. These are now, I believe, student residences. But what beautiful, beautiful houses these are. These are very, very big lots. This is Phelan House. This is Gilson House. And over here is Windle House. Over here is Brennan Hall. This is the south entrance. There's a clock at the top of this tower here. I think we may have passed the house that Marshall McLuhan may have been living in, may have lived in, somewhere back there where we came from. There's a work of art there. And here's some of the students. Looks like they're playing some basketball. And we're gonna make our way through this way. I have no clue where we're going, but there's a plaque here. Let's take a look at the plaque. It says, in tribute to Dr. Richard Alway, President of St. Michael's College, 1990 to 2008, and his predecessors for leadership in promoting dialogue and understanding within the major faith groups of our community. This tower clock was gifted by his friend, Dr. Rose Wolfe, Chancellor of the University of Toronto, 1991 to 1997, June 2010. That's pretty interesting. So I have no clue where we're going, but wherever it is, I hope it's going to be good. This looks like the other side of Brennan Hall. How are you? And we'll take the ramp for good measure. There's St. Mike's Wellness Studio. This is student services. And we're going to take this second ramp up here. So where we end up. This over here, I believe, would be Charles Street. And so let's make our way towards Charles Street. Or actually, no, I think this is the street before Charles Street. Because I think I can see 77 Charles condominium behind this building in front of us. This, I believe, would be St. Mary Street. And here we are. So now we are on St. Mary Street. There's a look east on St. Mary Street. Here's a look to the west on St. Mary Street. This also demonstrates how big the University of Toronto St. George campus is. It is just sprawling is the only word that comes to my mind when trying to figure out what word to use to describe the University of Toronto St. George campus. It is a sprawling campus that is spread out. Through the city of Toronto. Really, really old buildings here. That door doesn't have a handle. That's unique. Maybe it's a door that only opens from the inside. Here's another door that does not have a handle on it. Here's some doors with handles on them and glass, so you can see kind of like what's behind it. Now this here, I believe, is Charles Street, because this looks very much like Charles Street. I believe this ahead of us is where there's an organization, it's like a consulting firm. I think it's called McKinsey and Company. And I believe this is one of their office locations. And the idea was that as a management consulting firm, they reasoned that, you know, if we can have our offices near university campuses and make it feel similar to a university campus, maybe we can make these students and MBA students who want to work as management consultants, maybe we can make them feel more at home and at ease in a kind of like familiar kind of setting. Lots of traffic here. I'm actually surprised by how much traffic there is here. Let's see how far back. It's pretty backed up here. There it is. That's a look east on Charles Street. And I'm going to cross over here. This is the Gold Ring Student Center. And it looks like they're having a book sale coming up soon. Or actually looks like the book sale has passed. They just haven't had a chance to change the sign because it's dated September and we're now in October. There's a very unique University of Toronto St. George campus energy. Hard to explain, but it's this kind of energy that you get when you're around the different parts of the campus, where you have that feeling that, oh yeah, this is the University of Toronto St. George campus. It's a very familiar kind of feeling that one is able to discern after a while. And of course, this is the Gardner Museum. And we did a walkthrough tour here a while ago.
These people who are coming to,
and there's a lot of like focus on ceramics and stuff like that here. Super interesting, the history of ceramics. As told through the various parts of the Gardner Museum walkthrough. We're now here in the Yorkville area of Toronto. And of course, to the west here, we've got the Royal Ontario Museum, the ROM. And that's the Michael Lee Chin crystal. We're now here at Queen's Park and Bloor Street. And also Avenue Road, which is north of Bloor Street. I think I'm going to end this one here at the ROM with this view. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. For more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.